What is going on, people? Welcome to the Offside Chat podcast. It's your boy Naburn, joined in the podcast studio with Naeem and Edward. How you doing, man? Them you good though? Yeah, everyone all
All
right?
good, brother. All good.
Excellent. Right. Listen, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And listen, it has been, some might say, a pivotal weekend in the Premier League. We are going to start off with the leaders, which is Arsenal at home to Everton. Everton probably can boast one of the second best defensive records away from home. It seems like
hmm
their home form has been the issue, but in terms of away form, very very resolute, very difficult to beat. So a lot of people were looking at this fixture on paper, because I do believe that Arsenal have beaten Everton the most out of any club
Yep.
in the
In Premier
Premier
League
League.
history.
So, but if you're an Arsenal supporter, no matter what game, and especially after the Wolves game, you're always gonna be you could be a little bit nervous. You know, things haven't been swashbuckling, but they turned up 5:30 as well on a Saturday. You're thinking, let's just get the job done, and got the job done. They did. Edward, talk,
hmm
talk to
Yeah.
me, man. 2-0 Arsenal. Talk to me.
Listen, if you talk about the ending of the game, it was euphoric. But the first 85 minutes, very tense. Very, very tense. As you said before, we have been finding it difficult to break teams down, but we're breaking teams down by hook or by crook, right? And it was looking like that type of game where, for love nor money, we couldn't just get the goal that will either open up the game or the goal that will help us score more goals. And it was tense. I can only imagine what it was like in the stadium for the first 85 minutes. I'm pretty sure every pass that went sideways, every block shot, every non-shot, every ditherance on the ball must have been met with groans and stress. I know when I was watching the game at my parents' house, I was watching it was on Sky. They were panning to the crowd, and you could just see it. I was thinking, "What are we doing here, man? We're at home. We should try, be on the front foot." And fair play to Arteta. He rang the changes. He hooked Zubimendi off, brought on Dowman, brought on Gyokeres, and those two in particular conspired to help us win, man. There's been a lot of doubters, a lot of naysayers about Gyokeres. Every time he doesn't score, every time he misplaces a pass, every baggy touch, every bad touch is scrutinized. Rival fans, fans of Havertz, fans of Arteta, they're not having him. They're not having Gyokeres at all. But one thing about him is he's a shooter. He's a striker in every sense of the word. People said it's a tap-in, but the fact he was in that position in the first place shows you he's a marksman. I saw a tweet saying, if that was Gabriel Jesus and Havertz, they would have been on the edge of the box, and that wouldn't even been a chance. I can't confirm or deny if that would have been the case, but what I do know is my striker was in there, in that position. And that's a pivotal goal. And then Max Dowman. We're not going to go too early on him, but from the little we've seen, we can all say that this is a player. And if all goes well, he might have one of the, top careers in the Premier League. He's got everything, man. Balance, poise, technique, and that youthful exuberance where, when you're just a young player, nothing phases you yet. Do you know what I mean? You're not weathered down by the league yet. You're just, happy to be on a pitch and play. It's almost like a garden for you. And yeah, he was our, best attacking player. A 16-year-old kid out of the academy, still got braces, man. 16 years and I think 79 days old. Hasn't even done his GCSEs yet. The youngest ever Premier League goal scorer in history by a large margin now. I think James Vaughan had the record of 20 years. He was 16 years and 200 something days. So,
How old was Rooney?
Rooney was 16, well into 16. It was like 16 and 100 and something days.
Like number 4 on the list because Milner broke the record.
Milner broke the record. Then James Vaughan broke the record. But this guy, Max Dowman's got the record, and I can't see anyone beating that record for a long time, if any. And yeah, we got that bit of luck, the luck that champions elect to get. And yeah, listen, we all went about our evening happy as Arsenal fans, happy. And I know the rivals, the hate watch, good, hold that. I know you lot were livid. I know you lot will live it. And then so obviously we'll talk about the Man City game later, but then they dropped points. So it was a very beautiful weekend to be an Arsenal fan. But in terms of the game, I'll be real, lads. Buckle up, man. I think every game until it's mathematically impossible for City to catch us, it's going to be like that, man. I think it's going to be tense. It's what is SAF used to say, squeaky bum time. Every match up until May, whenever the season finishes, is going to be very stressful. But from what I've seen about the boys is they're locked in, man. They're locked in. And I could tell that we were locked in. The Hincapié block towards the end. The block that I think went out for a throw-in and then another block went out for a corner. And then that's how Dowman scored. It's things like that. And even at the celebration, like, this means more. This means more to every single player at Arsenal right now because they know that it's been 22 years, and if they dare conspire to lose the title, this could be it, man. For every player involved, I obviously I don't want to speak about that, but we're going to. I don't know how they recover, so that's why I can see where they're locked in because they're thinking this is our one true chance to win the Premier League, and we're going to give it our all. So I commend the boys, man. It wasn't pretty. Doesn't need to be pretty, man. Just get the 3 points and get out of there, innit? So yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think Ed, you spoke well on that. I think what was interesting, it was an uncomfortable watch. But listen, fair play to Everton, especially away from home. They've gone to Old Trafford. They've got all the 3 points, and you can kind of see they're very resolute. What I was a little bit concerned with, McNeil, the space he was getting. Obviously, he hit the crossbar. Really. Obviously, thank God Indai was offside. So if that would have gone in, he would have been offside. Dewsbury had another chance again. Raya saved. I mean, I was a bit concerned in the first half why they were just getting these free shots at the edge of the box. I was asking again the same question I've been asking all season. Where's Zubimendi? Where's Russ? Where's the closing down? How come these players have that much? But listen, it's going to be a tense game. And I think, again, Mikel Arteta has to get his credit. Look, when I say there's people vomiting their mouth, but he's going to have to get that because he's been criticised over the years, and rightfully so, keeping players on longer than they're supposed to be kept on, having their favourites. And that's a masterstroke. Not one goal scorer, two. Like, that's quite rare where you actually say bring 2 players on and they actually both score. Like, one might score and you think, oh, the other one contributed. But for him to have the guts as well in a game like that, to bring on Dowman, this looked like he had an opportunity to bring on Jesus. He could have done what he does all the time. Like, let's bring on Jesus. Let's do that.
Lord. Thank the Lord he didn't bring him on.
He started with Havertz, I think, because Havertz got the penalty. I thought Havertz was okay. I mean, the link-up play, you could see the fluidity with the attack with him, fine. After the penalty chance, though, which was a blatant penalty, look, I don't want to sit here moaning. I know Ed is always like, Nobs, allow it. And I hear it.
No, Nobs. I'm with you, bro.
Yeah,
he was a stonewaller. And you know how I knew? You know how I knew it was a stonewaller? The quickness in which they went to VAR. VAR usually takes 2 or 3 minutes. They said, no penalty in 3 seconds. You see the replay, he's clipped his leg.
Yeah, he clipped his leg. It's so blatant. And again, we have to thank, obviously, Ed did say that if you've got enough quality, you can go past these decisions. But this is why, the Arsenal, supporters like myself that's got PTSD, this is what it is. Because if that game would have been drawn, I would have been livid about that. I don't know if it's getting better or it's getting worse. And this is why with them, there's always going to be conspiracy theories because they just are not consistent enough. Why? How is that just not a penny? However, big up Mikel Arteta to go and change it, to go and bring on Gyokeres. Again, a lot of character from my striker because when he doesn't start, it's always the same sort of narrative. Oh, look, our centre forward is starting. Havertz, obviously, Arteta's had enough now. Pathetic. And it's pathetic when it's coming from your own supporters as well. There's a small section which are quite weird. I call them quite weird supporters because especially in this title running, you've got to want everybody to do well. Just because other players have been criticised in the past doesn't mean I don't want them to do well. I'm just going to call it out. But look, he could have gone for Jesus. He didn't. He went for Max Dowman. And Max Dowman made it happen. You know, that's the sort of cross that we were seeing from Saka. Dangerous, maybe. You know,
lucky from Pickford. You got
yeah,
to it a little bit.
but listen, Ed, we say this lucky and stuff, but you look at the statistics: 65% possession we had. We had 25 shots on goal, and they had 9. So if you keep attacking, you're gonna make things happen.
Facts.
That's literally what it is. Is I'm not gonna say it's a numbers game, but you need to keep the pressure on. When you look at the game, you think, oh my god, we had 65% possession. Good cross, obviously mistake. Well done for Nkapie as well. Sorry, I've actually forgot that substitution because Calafiori started. Great block in the first half. But we've got options now, and this is why in the summer we don't need any more. We need more. This summer I want more attackers. That squad has squadded this season. That's the difference here, because you can bring on people. He's got options now. Why do we need another left back? Okay, cool. You saw a different left back for a different game. You got different players in different positions, because questions are going to be asked. Not all teams are the same. So Nkapie as left back, look, it was good. He played it across, and you're right, Ed. Gyokeres was in the place where he's supposed to be, tapping it in. This is what we wanted: a striker to be in the 6-yard box. So he got the winner. But yeah, from the corner, it was fantastic for Dowman. Of course, he's one of our own. We're a club that always celebrate one of our own. We've had Castle. You know, we've had players coming through. Tony Adams. It's a club that I just keep listing them off. They're coming through the youth team. Max Dowman, I had the privilege of watching him in the pre-season. And even then, when I watched him, I thought, okay, this boy's frightening. He glides past players. He glides past players. But the finish for me, fair enough with the header, and people say it was an empty goal. I just think of what he did to Dewsbury Hall again. That's what it was.
Deleted him, innit? Went past him like he wasn't there.
The header as well, to control the ball and knock it past the player.
But you know what it is, Naeem? Okay, that's one part done. But he was going to get cleaned out. And I thought, knowing if that was any other player, I'm not mocking them. I'm not even going to mention any names. That player gets the ball, innit? You just think, oh my God, just show a bit of composure. But that was it. What I loved is if you just see the amount of players, Arsenal players, running behind him, screaming, keep going. Or Martinelli did something brilliant. He actually ran to block.
Yeah, it was like NFL player, innit? He blocked. Yeah.
Gyokeres was like this. Saka was like, honestly, it was beautiful. So that was good to see. Any negatives I would say with the game? I am slightly concerned about Saka, Naeem. I'll go on to you. I'm concerned because, again, he just doesn't seem right. There's just, I mean, he will continue to start, and he should. I know we started Noni on the left as well, but what's going on at the moment? I mean, look, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news or be a bit neggy about things, but you're going to have to be slightly concerned now, because we kind of need him in the running for this. I think he needs more games. I think he needs a goal. But he's had that goal at Wolves. So
Brighton and Wolves.
Brighton as well. Yeah, fair. Yeah, that's fair. That's true. He has. But it doesn't look like he's that kicked on from there. I don't know.
I think we're big a bit. I think one thing Saka's got, I mean, he hasn't been at that high standards we've seen him at, but I think he's literally carried Arsenal the past 3 years. I think partly we've discussed it before. He's been flogged. Now there's a squad, but let's not forget the past 3 years he's played more or less every game by his injury. He's played a lot of games for England, plays full 90 minutes, gets kicked a lot. I think this hamstring, he tore his hamstring from the bone, I believe, right? That is quite a serious injury, and if you read up on it, some people are saying he might need a full year to get back to having his confidence back in his body again. I think he's played over 300 games for Arsenal. He's just turned 24. He's probably one of the most, when teams are looking at Arsenal, they all look at Saka. What's he doing? Going to cut in this and that. So he's probably the most studied player in the Arsenal team. So I think it's multiple factors in that aspect. I'd like to see him, and I've always said it, is I'd like to see, instead of just playing from the right, swap him, play him from the left a little bit. Right?
We've said this for a long time now.
Yeah,
I think just keep people guessing, because For me, listen, it's
Madueke is better on the right than he is on the left, right?
He's not getting any change on the right.
No.
Move him to the left.
And
You've got to look at what Gyokeres did against Spurs as well. I loved it. He's thinking, I'm not going to get any change from you. I'm going on this centre back. And I just want us to be, again, I'm not complaining we're winning games, but with Saka, we have got, listen, he is, the star of the team. There's no two ways about that. What I just kind of feel, of course, I think he's on the big money now, so he's going to be judged by that, wearing the captain's armband as well. So you're going to be judged. That's just how it is. However, I do kind of feel, you do feel a bit protective because we've got the ops who just love, if they've got an opportunity, they just love to kind of nitpick at him. And I just kind of feel Arteta's played him in the 10 as well. So it's going to be interesting because Dowman in the future as well, he can operate from that side as well.
He'll be a 10. He'll be a 10 down.
Guys, but this is what I wanted. This is where I wanted to be, that we were not over reliant on
one player.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I know we're moaning what's happening with Saka, but this is what we moaned. We're over reliant.
And this is the thing. Top of the league, Saka's had his poorest season in an Arsenal shirt. We can safely say that, right? But that's because of the standards he's set.
Yeah.
The standards he set, he carried Arsenal for a couple of the seasons. Nowhere near. There's no reason Arsenal would have got anywhere near the title without some of the goals and everything
Just
about
performances, isn't it?
His performances, captain.
Can I interject there?
Yeah.
No, I think he contributed greatly. Of course, carried. I think our two centre backs will have something to say about.
They would have, but going forward, all those goals. But we can also talk about how the centre backs. Let's be fair.
But they've been injured as well.
They've been injured.
Saliba got mash. Remember, Saliba got mashed in the first title year.
Yeah, no, but bro, this is I'm not saying that he hasn't contributed, but when you say carried it, I'll look at our two.
Carried an attack. I think so. I think everything went down the right hand side. Let's be real. Let's be real.
No, but that's different.
You know why you're a nasty guy. You know why you're a nasty guy.
We know exactly where Nobert's going with this.
He's a nasty you because the attackers get the lion's share of the credit. It's always
for you, maybe. It's a squad game.
Says the Mr. Strike. But
who do you call king? Do you call Thierry the king, or do you call Tony Adams the king?
Tony Adams is the governor. No, but Tony Adams is the governor.
There's certain reverence that Thierry Henry gets. No. That Thierry Henry gets because he's the striker. You're the striker. You're a striker. You're a striker.
No, but Ed, this is the thing. No, you are right, but this is the thing, though. And maybe I really am a child of George Graham's Arsenal. Do you know what gives me most joy?
George.
Do you know what gives me most joy? Do you know when I go out in my low level of football and I love performing? When I look behind me, pause, and I've actually got a decent keeper, good couple of centre backs. Good, because for me, you're just making my job much more easier. Because I know
you don't have to track back. You don't have to get back. I know you, Nerves. I know you.
Oh, that's nasty now.
Pass me the ball, and then I'll make magic happen, innit?
Exactly. If you can't defend, that's your fault, right? Well,
no, Ed, you missed what Naeem said. Rather than being something nice like that, he said, "Oh, because you don't have to run back." It's nasty work from Naeem.
There's no denial here, though. There is no denial here, you know.
But you know what? It might be nasty work, but it's true. You do my running for me. Do you know who Nobert's favorite striker is? More so than R9.
God.
Romario. What running did he do?
Romario.
Poacher. What running did he do?
Romario he is the new Romario. That's it. That is, you know what?
Did you hear the story about Romario when Jordi Cruyff went on overlap?
Yeah.
He said he used to pick the Barca B players, and he said these are the rules. You pass the ball to my left, my right. If the ball's miles off, I'm not running. Yeah. You pass to me directly, I'm not running, and you see what happened. And Jordi Cruyff was like, when we did what he said, we won every game.
Yeah.
That's how good Romario was. But he said, brother, you pass a centimeter to my left, I'm not running. You pass a centimeter to my right, I'm not running. It's got to be
I have heard that before. Right. I have heard that from my
That's
brother.
goals, man. Knobs ain't running, bro. Knobs will score 10 goals. He was scoring 10 goals. He ain't running.
You know what? One thing, I think I'm gonna have to move on just for my whole career. But look, what I would say is that, let me look into the camera when I say this. Saka, you are loved, because how this has gone from me asking questions, and look, that's how much he's loved, and that's probably you know what, you're right. We've got the squad now.
No.
I'm just a bit concerned because
You know what it is, Knobs?
No, it's just
talk
to me.
I'm with Naeem in a sense that yes, it's a down year. Don't mind the ops. The ops are waste, man, because if any of the ops attackers have had what kind of career, or the numbers rather, that Saka's been putting up, you won't hear the end of it. So I don't listen to what they're saying. They do it because they know it's a bit of a sore spot, or that Arsenal fans are quick to bite, right? With this season, it's a down season. Next season is where we really judge him because he's got his money now. He's been paid handsomely. He's deserved. You get paid for what you've done in the game. And in terms of the most consistent attacker we've had since Arteta's been at the head of this club, it's him, right? He was so good, he got rid of Pepe for Saka. So that should let you know how good he was, right? Because Saka was Pepe was our marquee signing, 72 mil, had a great, decent first season. I think he scored 15 all comps. Second season, I think he might have still got double figures. Arteta said, "You ain't my guy, man. Dash." So with Saka, I'm with Naeem. I think the hamstring injury was really bad, and I think next year is where you really, really judge him. And also he's tired. This is why I had issues with Arteta. Is certain man you flogged. Think about the stalwarts of Arteta's team that are now a mashup. Ben White's been flogged. Odegaard was flogged. Declan Rice is being flogged. Zubimendi's being flogged. Now we've got a big enough squad to accommodate, minutes. But you still like to play players way too long and way too many games. Like Zubimendi, I haven't been his biggest fan, but he's played a ton of minutes in his first season. With Pep eases certain players in, and he manages minutes better. That's why I think running.
Yeah, I hear it, but I don't think you compare with Pep because he's Arteta. You're right. I think two things can be right, but I think Pep has walked into City and is allowed to.
It's an embarrassment of riches, of course.
Yeah.
But
so
he still doesn't flog certain players.
But the example is Norgard. Norgard's hardly played this season, and we know he's. I think that's where the flogging of Zubimendi, Paul, is something that we do too.
And guys, you're both right on that one. If you're talking about or speaking on Zubimendi, 100%, Norgard should have come in a bit more. But it's just like all of people. Look, we've done it, Ed, before. You start off with 4 crep, and those 4 crep are going to get rinsed until you start reeing up and getting more and more. And now look, fair play to my boy Mikel again. You've given him the squad, and you're seeing things changed. Like, of course, Timber, you maybe get 1 or 2 players that kind of getting flogged a bit too much. But, you give, Arteta's just proving, you give me the squad.
And I will now, but
you didn't have to play them.
It's the history with Saka where he's had to play every game. Maybe it was due to poor squad planning, or lack of investment.
Definitely.
And remember, we were complaining for years. Like, remember, we used to say, if there's money for a defender, Arteta or the club will spend the money. They'll go premium. The attack, they scrimped and they saved. Why are we still playing Martinelli in 2026? Do you know what I mean? Those were the things we were saying. Like, Saka needed a break. He needed some competition. And unfortunately, his hamstrings paid for it, man. So I think next season is where you have to really, really look at him. Because make no mistake about it. He's defo going to be looked at next season. 300k a week.
Who?
You have to be Saka. Leading lights. But for me, there can be no slander. But the microscope is on you a little bit, bro. That's what it is. Highest paid at the club now. So you got to justify the money.
But look, City have got a game in hand. So it is currently obviously 9 points now. I think it's definitely, I do believe it was a psychological blow for City. I've always said, put the points on the table and then and leave them to make up the rest, because it's a nasty situation to be. I think we were there last season and Liverpool just started pulling away and you're like, oh my God, they've already won. And it's just like, it's actually demoralizing, to be fair. All this, we want to play second. Sometimes you really don't, because you just think they've already got the points on the board. But I don't know. one thing I do know with Arsenal supporters, which I love, is everybody. It could be the most humble season from Arsenal supporters universally. I'm not saying that people don't believe, but there's no over the top.
It's PTSD, man.
Yeah.
Past few years, and there's been that big gap. Obviously, we still remember the league title from 2004, which is madness, right? But I think there is that PTSD. Naturally, I think I've seen this movie before.
But don't worry, there is PTSD, but hopefully Mikel will, vaccinate you guys. And,
I think the key part, next week Sunday, Carling Cup final.
I don't think it is.
I think Arsenal win that game. They will win the league quite easily. I think that's where the confidence will come. City will fall apart. I do think that.
You know what I think though? I don't think we. I know the ops are going to clip this, whatever, but I don't care. I don't think we win that game, but I don't think
it doesn't
win or loss that it has not any bearing on the season. I think City are going to go out to try and lay a marker down, but I don't think it. What I do think it will do is if we do lose, it galvanizes the squad anyway. So win or lose,
it's a win-win. You think it's even?
I agree with Ed, and I hear your sentiments, Nai. But I think, like I spoke to Ed, obviously off camera before, the Carabao Cup, Carling Cup, Coca-Cola Cup is never really. It's not part of our history in terms of winning. It's never been a catalyst for us to go. I know that was Graham's first cup, but we've won it the last time 1993. Now when you look at that is mad, but remember Wenger for so many years,
he treated it like a little man cup, innit?
Yeah, he treated it like a little man cup. He bred the youth players, and I'm here for it because obviously you saw players like Wilshere and different players coming.
But when you're in the final,
when you're in the final, you want to win it. But what I'm saying, Naeem, is that I hear that, but it's not been the history of our club. Like this cup, it just hasn't. We've done doubles, 98. 2002, the FA Cup, fine. We've won it the most times. The league title, fine. The Invincibles, we got knocked out of how many competitions? It didn't really derail our league. It actually galvanized us. And for Man City, that's their cup. For Chelsea, Man United, that's been the catalyst. But you think about it, Liverpool walked the league last season. What happened to them in the Carabao Cup final?
Yeah.
But what you need to, a lot of those, some of those Liverpool players had already won the league. What you need to remember is a lot of this Arsenal team haven't won. We talk about it may not be the catalyst here and there, but it kicked off Pep's. It's just winning a trophy, isn't it? Because we talk about PTSD. We don't know what the reaction is of that team if they're going to get pumped in that final.
But many have played, but there's a good few players in line that have won major trophies at this current Arsenal. And people aren't looking at the recruitment. And I'll tell you one thing which has gone under the radar.
You've got Rice, who won something.
Okay, so Rice has won something. You've got Gyokeres, who has won back-to-back league titles. Regardless of where it is, these guys have been through that. Now it could be 3 in a row. You've got Nketiah, who has won. You've got Zubimendi, who's won the Euros at Spain. Yeah, I'm saying for club, fine.
I do think
SA as well is won the FA Cup and the Charity Shield. So you're getting a group of players who have won. No one's saying they've won the league.
I think we're being too dismissive of it. Look, maybe I'm wrong. I'll be wrong. Potentially I'll be wrong on it. But I think
I want to win. Naeem, trust me. Ed knows I'm not even thinking about this game. When we win, trust me, I'll be doing cartwheels all over the place.
But we were talking spicy. Yeah.
I don't want this to derail us. I just want to.
You've got to think of the only thing. It could happen. It could happen.
No, I don't believe it. I'm with you, Naeem. If this was last year, and my sentiment about the Carling Cup in general was, with the squad we have and the squad that has been lauded over by Arsenal fans that love Arteta, this is the greatest squad, and look what he's doing. We've got a brilliant defense, attack is okay, midfield, all that kind of stuff. We should be, at the very least, be getting to Carling Cup finals, man. The fact that it's been 6 years and this is our first final, I'm looking at Arteta sideways. But this isn't the be-all and end-all if you lose this final, is what I'm saying. So that's why I'm with Knobs. But I'm with you in the sense that I look at the other teams that have used this cup to catapult them to, glory. Klopp did it, Pep did it, Mourinho did it, SAF after little Baron spell did it. So why can't we? But
self-belief, yeah, I could.
Yeah, but I think, listen, still a lot to play for with the league. I just don't think that this win or loss in the cup final is going to derail our season. It can't. And if it does, then that means we will never worthy.
You know what I'm looking at though, and I discussed this before, even more so. I'm looking at the week after. I'm looking at City going to Stamford Bridge, and then I'm looking at our game at home against Bournemouth. And I think if City drop points again, if they drop points again, or don't come out there with all 3 points, and we beat Bournemouth, then I think even City will start thinking, even this game at the Etihad against us. I think for them, they could kind of use it, hopefully, to think maybe. I think all they can hope now is Arsenal are weak mentally. That's the only thing that they're hanging on to now. Let's just stay there and hopefully because every week it looks like we're picking up points now, and they might try to use that. I think they'll try to come for that Carabao Cup, but we'll see what happens.
Look, and we don't know what's key is next couple of days. Arsenal's going to beat Leverkusen first thing, get through that, right? Because there's that big game, right? We're going to talk about we've got the league going in the league, but the next couple of games could be massively pivotal because Arsenal should beat Leverkusen. City will go out. I'm very confident they'll go out. I can't see them turning over for that 3-0 loss to Madrid. And let's see where they are mentally as well on the weekend.
And they do have a peak running, but where we have to respect City is they've been here and done that under Pep. So before, the ops are saying, look at these guys, they're being overconfident. No one's been overconfident. We haven't done anything yet. We're just talking about the facts or the optics right now. And I don't think that if we lose this final, I'm going to be livid. There's going to be effing and blinding if we do lose. But I don't think it's detrimental the way the ops and City are going to think it's detrimental. Because again, twist and turns. What I want is if we don't win, dust ourselves off, we go again. One game at a time.
Again, exactly. Bournemouth again.
Chelsea as well. Don't take a foot off the gas, innit? Like if you do win, just okay, cool. We're here now. Say something. We're gonna slap up everybody and proceed to the title. So use the motivations equally.
I believe in you, and look, I'm just always,
even killed.
Natural pessimist in me. But you know what? I think it put us really into forward about how City did drop points this weekend. Let's not forget. 1-0 up at West Ham as well. They went 1-0 up. And
they're feeling it though. They because
you can see,
I saw the highlights. I didn't watch the game because I thought I'm not going to ruin my weekend, or I put a dampener on it. But I saw the highlights and their attack just looks anemic, man. If Semenyo's not scoring, like
Haaland
missed some chances. He missed some real chances that early in the season he buries at least 2 of them. And let's have it right. He's always been that player where he doesn't have to get involved in build-up. We know what he is. He's a supreme marksman. He doesn't have to drop deep. The service has to be brilliant.
Ryan Shirky, your guy. Ryan Shirky does not start enough games for me for City. Like he's there. I mean, he's him and Bernardo Silva, right? The spot. We know what Semenyo does. I think Doku's gone off massively, but for Ryan Shirky not to play as much as he's the one that's. He's the second highest assists in the league, is it?
I think he's I think he's got the most assists for them, and he's a proper player. But I think I saw something online where he might have made a mistake, and then Pep, punished him. Pep and Arteta, if you don't do something that they don't like,
track back or something.
Track back, or you miss a runner, or you didn't do something in your defense, you're going to be dropped for a couple of games. So I think maybe where he probably missed an assignment or didn't track a runner or did something that he didn't like. Hold bench, my guy.
You know what? I watched most of the game on Saturday, and you know what the glaring misses for them and what they've had. It's Kevin De Bruyne. I think we all knew what a baller he is, right? But even when he had passed his peak, you saw what a player. He if he was there, he would have taken control of that team. And they don't have those
moments, a pass or he let off a shot. Yeah.
Exactly. And you can see it. That team is looking for a De Bruyne, and they haven't got it there. So this is where I think they would have won that game if Kevin De Bruyne. I think they would have won that game if Kevin De Bruyne was there.
Yeah, and I think with Pep, obviously don't want to go too early, like I said before, but he might be coming towards the end of his cycle. And yeah, with a lot of managers, your time comes, and I think maybe they need a proper refresh, because if you think about how long they've been at the top, it's a long time, man. They won 4 in a row, still getting to finals here and there. Like, it's exhausting. And I think they haven't replaced well. Kevin De Bruyne is a once-in-a-lifetime type of player, innit? He's a generational talent kind of player. So to replace him is not easy. I just think maybe the stars are aligning for a new manager to take control of the Premier League, and that might be it.
Or maybe Ed, it won't be a new manager to take control of the Premier League,
or a new team.
It might start moving.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It might become a little bit competitive. I'm gonna kick back at this thing about them being tired, because I do get it what you mean, Ed. I think that's a great point, that when you're winning for this amount of time, but people are going about rebuild. The amount of money they've spent in the last year, that's like a club's rebuild. Like they're going on like they're not really
well. They haven't really bought that well.
Listen, but that's neither here or there.
Yeah.
But, I mean, with City, I don't let them off. I'm not here to, oh God, you got to you have had everything that you've wanted. You've had everything that you've wanted. I've seen other teams at the end of the day, they've had a bit of skirmishes behind the scenes. Points have been taken off. This one is just taking forever. I'm not here trying to say I want to see stuff done, but honestly, this one is this is the longest. I think with anyone that has, they work in whatever workplace you have, and they help you to get a car, and they say, yeah, look, it'll be ready in March. It's not ready in March. Listen, you're getting this. Your plate has changed from a 23 to 24. Then you're actually going to get the 20. Actually, you're going to get 26 plate. I don't know how long this has taken, and it's nasty work, to be honest with you. I think the integrity of the league is done. They've got that hanging over their heads. On your down seasons, you just splurging money. Mark Gahey's bought, Semenyo's bought, Marmoush was bought last year, put on 200 and something K a week. You're right, Ed. I know what you're about to say, but they've earned the right to do that. That's fine. But you've had everything that you want. You get given everything that you want. Other teams have to kind of rebuild that squad and think a bit more. And if they don't get it right, they're suffering. Liverpool spent, listen, this summer, a joke of amount of money that they've spent. But this is really held against Slot, and this is the guy that actually won the league. So this will mean that Pep, for the first time since he's been here, I believe, has not won the league for 2 seasons in a row.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is in his career? In his career,
seasons, as well. 2 seasons in a row, may I add. Mm-hmm. Listen, no one's questioning. He's the greatest for me. I've said that. So this ain't a slight on Pep. I've been saying he's the greatest for 10, 15 years. So no one could ever say, but I'm looking at this now. 2 seasons in a row with Manchester City that you haven't won the league. I know they've won 6. But you maybe come second to Arteta with an attack of Havertz, who's been injured. Now you've got Gyokeres, Mourinho, Trossard, and Martinelli. And you've got the greatest striker that's ever played. So when I say put respect sometimes a little bit on Mikel, people are saying this one's fallen off and that one's fallen off, bro.
Let him land, innit? And
no, because let's see what happens in the season.
Because listen, again, he's the greatest. I don't think anybody will come close. People say Sir Alex because of the years, but if you just look at the work that he's mashed. But they've been given money.
Whatever, man. Allow it. Pep's better than...
No, he is. But what I'm saying, you look at those two and you think, right, they've dominated. Those are the 2 only managers that you say, look, this is like countless league titles. Like they're doing 3 in a row. Then he's done 3 in a row against Fink. Then he's done 4. Then he's done the treble and he's dropped the treble. So for me, them 2 are in a league of their own. However, you've got the weapons, man. You're spending Mamouche. You've got the best striker, one of the best top 3 strikers in the world, who's top goal scorer last season, top goal scorer the season before. So you've had it there. You know, my issue is that, well, I'm not going to feel sorry for them, or not that I'm not going to feel.
Oh
sorry
no, it's not about sorry. It was just a bit of like rationale as to what's going
no, it's
day.
fair. You know what it is?
Football's come into play.
It's the players, though.
Yeah,
and the difference is the sort of remarks that we've been having to listen to. You know, Bernardo Silva making little weird comments. Obviously, Rodri's at it again now. You know, Haaland. You know, Arteta's just there. And oh yeah, be humble like that. Arteta's been Arsenal have not been making mad comments. Have you noticed? Back in our day, listen, their players would be running their mouth in the media. No disrespectful comments from Arsenal players. We respect it. But they've turned it into this now. So for me, there's no more patience. There's no more context left. You've been given everything you want and you've delivered. You're the best ever. But the last 2 seasons, it just hasn't been good enough in the league.
No,
now you can have two seasons off, but you've been given money. You can't say, "Oh my God, I'm just trying to, watch my squad." You know what I mean? So, yeah,
they should have won the game set. They should have won the game set. They see some of the chances they did miss.
He's missed at the end.
So they missed the chances as well. So they didn't create anything. But credit to West Ham, for a period of time.
In there, and you do look at their manager and you think, you've got to give Nuno some time, man.
Yeah.
Do his thing. Because now, Forest wouldn't be in this position now if they would have kept him. I firmly believe
that.
He
fell out with Edu, didn't he?
And now Edu's gone.
Where's Edu gone? He's gone, isn't it? So
I'll speak on Edu, man. They will say I'll be locked up.
Yeah. But before I go to Ed, but Naeem, this is a psychological blow for City now, right?
100%.
I mean, it looks a little bit, they do look a little bit dejected. I mean, Pep saying, look, we're a great team. They're the best I've seen in the Premier League, but apart from the Invisibles. But yeah, look, we're going to go and we're just going to keep going. The players, the head down and stuff like that. It's very rare to see. Usually around this time, you start hearing cheekiness from, City players.
We all chatted after the Wolves game, and with the game in hand, it only been 2 points. Everyone was like, "This is it, it's on." Arsenal. It feels like the team that are bottling at the moment is more City than Arsenal. If you come back to it,
Naeem, City can't bottle it. Remember, if City draw and stuff, there's nothing said. They drew against Brighton, nothing said. They've drawn against West Ham. They just get away with it. Fine. I know what Ed's going to say. They've got credit in the bank. I hate it.
No, I'm with you. But no, I'm with you. The reason why is because they're saying, you've won 6 at the last 8. But it's true. If the shoe's on the other foot, because you haven't done anything yet, that's why Arsenal need to win this league. Because once you win the league, all that bottling, all this, what can you say to the champions? You can't say nothing.
This is why part of it is go win the League Cup. It's a trophy. Everyone's talking about no trophies aren't there. It's a trophy. It keeps everyone quiet, but it just starts building momentum.
But you know what it is? You see what's going to happen if we win that League Cup. They're all going to say it's the League Cup. They're going to rubbish the League Cup. So I'm not bothered. I want to win the League Cup because at the end of the day, a day at Wembley.
1993, 94 was it?
Yeah, it was
92,
93. It was the last Adidas kick.
Double FA Cup and Carabao and
Man had trim at that point. It was 10. I was 10 years old.
Yeah.
So the Carabao Cup, if you win it, all the waste man rivals are gonna say it's only the Carabao Cup. Why are you flexing? Cool, whatever. Have that. The league, they're gonna try and run whatever, but you can't argue with champions. You can't argue with the Premier League champions. You can't. It's the same way, and we're gonna talk about it later. It's the same way why Liverpool are getting away with murder. They won the league last year, but they've been trash. When you win the league,
500 mil.
500 million pounds spent. Isak's been injured, but it's been rubbish. Works. They're champions. So no one's saying nothing. I'm telling you, they're gonna try and run all sorts. You can't argue with the gold crest on your shirt. When the Premier League lion is in gold, you can't say nothing. So that's why we got to win the league. Win the league. They're gonna try it. But the thing with Arsenal, they're always gonna try it. If we don't talk, we're fake humble. If we talk and we respond to criticism, you're sensitive. There's always something regarding Arsenal. We're insufferable, but all the other fans do what we do, but we're the insufferable ones.
We're the villains. We've always been the villains, the bad guys.
Yeah,
All
they'll say is, we like Arsenal the club. We like Arsenal as a club. It's just the fans. It's just the fans we don't like. Like every other fan base doesn't behave the same way as we do.
Yeah, we know. We hear a lot of them with the Peckham Reds and stuff, isn't it? That's
the Peckham Reds.
No, I definitely hear it. Now, listen, we're going to move on to, as you said, Ed, you're talking about, the reigning champions, Liverpool. I just want to say, what is going on? Because at the beginning of the season, I think they were 5 in a row. They beat
5 out of 5 were the first 5. Yeah, 5 out of 5.
Yeah, obviously away to Newcastle. They weren't easy games, and Bournemouth as well. I think they beat as well because I
beat us in that as well. They won against us with the Szoboszlai free kick.
Yeah, so I just thought they've signed Isak, a Katike as well. When you actually think about that, that's madness,
That's
winning the league and signing 2 strikers, 2.
Yeah. And the Premier League best 10, arguably the best 10 about.
Yeah, then you go and buy Wirtz as well. Van Dijk stay in. It seemed like the perfect summer, though, didn't it? Really.
Trent's a waste man for leaving, all that stuff.
Yeah. But like what has happened?
Do you know what it is? Plain and simple. They're crap. They're crap. You can't mix with. They're crap, bro. They're crap, and they're a disgrace. Obviously, for nefarious reasons, I wanted Liverpool to win in it because I wanted Spurs to be like really facing relegation. But I watched the game yesterday, and they had chances, but they didn't have the conviction. The final ball was off pretty much, especially towards the end. They didn't have the conviction to try and really win the game. And then Szoboszlai come out and said, quite nasty for him, to be fair. He was like, it doesn't help that on 80 minutes, the fans are leaving. But I allow it, man. If you're doing your job, he tried to say something slick, and it's like, bro, allow it, man. There were some bright spots from Liverpool. The winger on the left, Rio Ngamoa, he had Toro on toast. But it's just typical though, because Spurs were there for the taking. They had, when you saw the injury list, crazy. Every guy that could be injured for them is out injured. And obviously then loss of form, loss of confidence. But that always happens in football though. When a team is at their lowest ebb and they've got to go to a peak away ground, a place where this could be 4, 5, or 6. They dig in, and credit to Spurs. I've given them a lot of stick this season. I've had a few monologues, a few rants about how crap they are as a club, how they're poorly run, the mentality, the fans are idiots, all that kind of stuff, all that good stuff. They were well worth their point, man. Well worth their point. And there was a period in the game where they were trying to play out from the back. It just wasn't working. They were getting penned in, couldn't play out. I don't know whether it was Tudor said to them, launch it long, or the player said, listen, bun all that playing out from the back. Route 1. Ping it to Solanke, he wins the second ball. Ping it to Richarlison, and we can get into their half. And once they started doing that, because they were playing a 4-4-2, we'll get joy, man. They'll get joy. And Spurs, to their credit, like I said, they were well off their point. Liverpool, you should be ashamed of yourselves. You make me sick. No. You make me sick. You're the defending Premier League champions, and you've been rubbish the entire season.
You know what? Ed, I think, look, you've said it best. I'm not going to say too much, but I'll let Naeem obviously say you. And I'm not going to say it as harsh as you, but I've looked at especially Anfield, and I thought the fortress that it's been. And okay, I had my own selfish reasons, but I looked at that City game. I thought, oh my God, I cannot wait for this, because City have not been great. And I watched that game, and they looked very normal. I don't know what it is. Look, it just seems that the intensity and the lack of pressing, I think that could be it, because they've still got quality players. But just as like people have got time on the ball, before Anfield, they would just be on you non-stop, just wave after the attack. Salah looks really, 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 like really off it, man. Like really, really badly off it. Now I know
is the time come? Is he washed, or it's just a bad season?
He's not the
can
player.
you have bad seasons at this age though? And on
How old is he
that
now? 34?
34.
34.
Can you see what I'm saying there? Can you have bad seasons at that age? And
You change as a player, isn't it? I think that explosiveness as a strike, where you could get away from a man has gone. So you've got to adapt your game. But
the reason why it's scary, it's scary is it came like this. It always happens.
Yeah.
Because last year, that was one of the greatest carry jobs you've seen. That was vintage. It was him and the rest were so-so. He carried that team to the title. I think he scored 29 league goals and 18 assists.
At the start. He dropped off a little bit at the back end, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then I don't know what happened. No, we don't know. Then he signed his contract 400k a week.
400k a week, yeah.
And look, he's mashed work. My point is, what I'm seeing from him, which is quite disturbing, is the shot accuracy.
Yeah,
it's not even because he's getting shots though, boys. It's not like, oh my god, he is looking a little bit off the pace, but I think now, because Salah's accuracy has always been, if this is on Pro Evo 99, that's the one thing he's going to get on target. He hardly is going to miss. Now he's missing. He's actually just swinging at things, and it's looking like it's kind of Odegaard-esque in regards to they just take a shot. There's no belief. Yeah, there's no belief in the shot. Like you could see, okay, he's going to line up a shot, but it's not like there's no belief in it. It's like just
let me. One chance he had, right, when Dragoson's dibbered on the ball and he's nicked in and he snatched it and it's gone wide, and you're just thinking a sharper Salah. If this was last season, that's 2-1.
I think that's a great example of where he's yeah.
It's 2-0, as opposed to it being 1-0 still. So, you know who upset me as well? Obviously, I had him in my FPL team, but it was Ekitike. Man. And listen, he's got all the tools. He looks the part. He's scored some good goals for them. But there is a worrying trend where I'm seeing, obviously, the internet, you can make up your own narratives, but they're saying in the big games, when he's on TV, it's a bit spooky, right? And in the biggest games, he hasn't performed and he hasn't been amongst the goals. So again, G&A analysis, people are gonna complain, there's more to football than just goals and analysis. Unfortunately, goals and assists, Unfortunately, as a striker, you're judged. I don't do the GA team for strikers. For me, it's goals. You're judged on goals. And if you're in the big games, they paid big money for him. He looks a player. He's hit the ground running for Liverpool. He's been there, probably their only consistent attacker. So I'm going to give him credit for that. But when he came on, I expected him to change the game and go at that back line. And he just, he either dibbled on the ball a bit too long, or if he got through, he snatched at a chance, or there was one right at the death where I think it's a 3-on-2. Chiesa on his left. And he's Chiesa. I'm just thinking, Ekitike, bro. Like, just play him in, and then you can drill it across the goal, and then you can tap it in. And it's just like everything that they were doing attacking-wise towards the end, when they were desperate, meant that they conspired to draw the game. So that's why I'm saying Liverpool are crap. You make me sick. I wanted you to put the coffin in Spurs. You couldn't do that. Everyone and their mama has been smacking up Spurs, and you're meant to be the reigning champion, and you let them draw.
And this is Anfield, remember, as well.
And Anfield, you let them come to your ground.
Szoboszlai, look, I'm a fanboy, but there's no way that goal should have gone in. That was a key mistake.
Vicario's on banter with that, man. Weak wrists, his starting position was off.
I reckon I would have done better there. But the thing is with it is that was that's how Liverpool scored their goal yesterday. I think you made a great point. Spurs second half, playing for two up top, they caused so many problems. And they're not the best two strikers in the world. Let's be fair. They'll do a job. You could see it coming, right? The goal. Yeah. I would have given a shout, especially second half. Sarr and Gray, I thought in midfield were very good, especially second half. I think both relatively
legs in it. They've got the legs in midfield for that.
Got the legs, and I think that's what Liverpool are missing. One thing, they've got no legs in midfield. Gravenberch, I said because he looks like he's running into. There's no legs there. They stuck Curtis Jones on there. He doesn't anything. They put Dominic Schwartz play right back again. and play Frimpong further ahead of him.
Mm.
You've got to play your best midfield player in midfield, and that for me, he's got legs as well. That's where the big difference is year on year.
You think they hold on to Slot? I mean, surely they've got to give him I hope that they give him another season.
No, I think he goes. I think they're going to try and get Alonso. I think Alonso's available. They tried to get him before, didn't they?
I can see him going, but it will be harsh. But it's not harsh because you've spent £500 million and you're in danger of not finishing in a Champions League spot. If you mess around and finish 8th in this Conference League after winning the league the previous year, heads have to roll, and it's not going to be the players. They're not going to get so. It's going to be the man. Do you know what I mean? So, as much as it's harsh because he just won the league and it's a second league title in 5 years, the second Premier League overall ever, yeah. But if you spend that kind of money, and you don't finish in the top 4, I can see Liverpool. I mean, the fans want him gone anyway. There's a certain section of the fan base that want him gone. Dr. Mike, he's been on record saying he wants him gone, doesn't rate him. A couple of my other guys aren't happy with him.
What nasty work is this? Is absolute nasty work.
But when you give success to people, they turn into wrong-uns, isn't it? So this is the mark of that, you know. When you're having that success in a long time and suddenly get your first baddie and your second baddie, you start moving sexy. So now you start saying certain things. They were in the mud before Klopp. Klopp made them pretty. He turned them from a pig to a baddie. And now they're starting talking sexy like, you know, they've been here for a long, long time. However, I can understand the frustration because for me, if I won the Premier League and then my team got to spend £500 million, can you put it this way? This time next year, yeah, say we win the Premier League and then we have an unprecedented summer. We have an unprecedented summer. We spend half a B, and we get our Premier targets like Barcola, Ronaldo's man. And we're struggling next year. Can you imagine? We're bad now. Can you imagine the offside chat this time next year?
Well, you know what? I'll let us have a season off.
You let us have a season off?
Yeah. If he brings me the Prem and Champions League, he's off next season. And
you will have a monologue every week on our IG.
I hear what you mean.
You will have your glasses on, and there'll be a bottle of Hennessy, and you'll be talking smoke.
Hennessy's going to be on his IV. The thing is with Liverpool as well. I think it's the 500 million they've spent, and they've supposedly bought the best striker one of the best strikers in the league after Haaland, right? With Isak, everyone wanted it, right? Etikike, the new Henry, and he did look when he first started. His nose went out and joined as soon as Isak started. You could see it, and he's not getting away to that point.
No, you see,
and I'm sorry. And then Wirtz was talking about being the next what? The way they were talking about him.
See that Wirtz thing, yeah. Remember my monologue, bro.
Ed, yeah.
I told guys, I said, this proves to me you don't watch German football because you were talking smoky. And have you noticed German attackers? There's a record of them coming from Germany with their rep at an all-time high. When they land in England, Timo Werner, he came to Chelsea off the back of a record-breaking season for him. Stank. For me, the jury's still out on Havertz. He came from Leverkusen, rep all-time high. Wirtz. He was at one point the record signing, until it was broken by Isak. Isak's got credit in the bank, so you can't talk about Isak. Isak mashed work here, Wirtz. I said this Wirtz. I'm not sure. They said, Ed's agenda. Shut your mouth. He stinks. He absolutely stinks. He played yesterday, and what did he do? Nothing. He was even his little neat moments. It was just nothing. He didn't take.
He's got to be. Listen, people are going away. Palace are going away to Spurs and crashing it on them. Arsenal, that was probably one of the easiest North London derbies that I've watched in a very long time.
Light work.
Crashed it on them.
Easy work.
So for me, what I do not understand is Liverpool. This is the sort of home game you want. This is the depleted Spurs team.
No Romero, no Van der Ven.
I mean,
right? Allegedly, argued two of the best
Centre-backs in the Premier League, right?
league. Allegedly.
Sarcasm,
Nah.
because they're nowhere near.
Yeah, the centre-backs for Spurs, yeah.
Yeah, no
But they're
Kulu.
down. The funny thing is, though, again, which is interesting, is I think I'm at peace now with the fact that not all fans are the same. Because unfortunately for myself and Ed, we're part of a group chat where we have
morons in the group. That's
the best way to describe the Spurs supporters in our group chat, as weasels and morons.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way.
Yeah.
And yesterday, and the reason why I'm not judging them, yesterday, after getting a point, but they probably thought, I mean, the way they were speaking before, no, that's it now, it's done, we're getting relegated. This is what all week. They got a point, Richarlison obviously doing his dance. And the way they were talking spicy, I just thought, this is why you lot get mugged off. But then again, I'm doing my thing today. And at my work, I've got the most reasonable Spurs supporters ever. Like you speak to, I don't even get hot-headed. I just have an actual logical conversation with them. We don't. Do you know what's so weird about it? I don't even banter with them.
No.
How weird is that? I've been working with these guys over a year now. They're just normal football, and I've come to the conclusion that maybe all painting every fan with the same brush.
No, you can't.
Because this isn't just one fan, two fans. I'm talking about 3 or 4. And I'm just thinking, how come you guys can be normal? Like we would talk normal stuff, of course.
Because they're clever. The ones in our group have, peanut butter for brains. So it's not their fault. They have to read with their fingers. That's the level that they're at. That's all I know. So that's why we deal with them in the group.
With a draw yesterday. But look, it does set up the Forest game on Sunday, I believe.
Is it at Forest?
No, it's at.
It doesn't matter. That, to be honest, actually, it's worse for
I think that can suit Forest as well. To be fair,
yeah,
I think that can suit Forest. So we'll see what happens.
Do you know what happens, bro?
End it off, granted.
I want Forest to crash it on them, but I just think that this point, it's one of those season-defining points, man. That's what I think. It's one of those season-defining points, and yeah, I don't think it's going to be a pretty game in a weekend. I don't think it's going to be, a classic. I don't think it's going to be first or match of the day. But I do think that if you can go to Anfield with most of your main guys out, and then that rotten injury list, and come away with a point, yeah, I think they look to each other now and say, okay, cool, we're fighting for our Premier League lives here now. This is a 6-pointer. I'm upset. This is why I said, Liverpool, you're crap. You make me sick. Because you had a real chance to make history and not relegate these guys, but put them in a sticky situation, and he didn't do it. So for that, no love.
Do you know what?
I pray the electricity in Liverpool gets cut. That's how I think. I think no light for you guys, no light, yeah. But I think they're gonna mash up. Not Forest, but I reckon they're gonna nick it. They're gonna nick.
I disagree. I disagree. I think Forest were unlucky against Fulham with the offside goals.
Mm-hmm.
I think Forest crash it on them, and I think they crash it on them because of the names. Murillo. I'm looking at these guys at Hudson-Odoi, Hutchinson. I think Morgan White, Gibbs White, Elliot Anderson. I think they crash it on them. I genuinely do, and I think the centre backs might win them the game because it looks like it might suit Forest to hit Spurs on the break. That's the thing, and I think defensively, they're down there. But I look at the names there. I think especially Murillo. I look at him. I think Aino as well. I think, do you know what? It's going to be one of those games because I actually thought Spurs were going to beat Palace. And Palace weren't even at full strength. And Palace,
Wharton just bossed, and you could see someone like Elliot Anderson doing exactly the same.
This is what I think, honestly. And because they're at home, they've got the onus to keep attacking.
Well, and the confidence of this 1-1, they're winning 1-1 from yesterday. The confidence from it, White Lane. I can see that. So I'm hoping it happens as well. But we know why this has happened. This is, a couple of seasons ago. Calm as things go round in mad circles. That's what I'd say.
Yeah, good. Spurs deserve this, and I've warned the two morons in our group, I said, listen, if you hate me now for how I speak to you with all kinds of disdain and disrespect, if you get relegated, just delete my number, because every day
I
for
actually
the rest of
think
your
we
life.
should keep them from the group. Personally, I've said there's no point in having someone in the championship in the group. There's nothing to talk to you about. I think we
Every
just have to
day,
argue amongst each other, and then we might let them back in and then take them out again.
I said, no, every day for the rest of your natural life, I'm going to cook you. You won't like me. You will fall out. You have to send me location. Say, listen, let's fight, because the way I'm going to speak to you guys if you get relegated,
it's generational. You know, doesn't happen. I've never seen Spurs relegated. All right, and I'm old. We're old, right? Imagine. Let's not forget this. So that's how much Liverpool let us down on the weekend.
Do you know how much of a landmark moment this will be if we win the Premier League and them man get relegated? I said I'll take a week off work, bro. I'm taking a week off work. You will just see me worse for wear, man. Topless, nasty side.
I'm moving into Tottenham.
Topless
Bro,
on the street.
Bro,
on the street with bottles in my hand.
Naeem, the majority don't live there. They're in Essex and stuff. So you probably have to, you'll have to wait to match day. They all come down. But listen, lads,
they get relegated. Oh God, please. I need this. I need this more than you believe. A Spurs relegation.
It'd be beautiful. It would be beautiful.
No, manna from heaven. Manna from heaven, bro. Spurs please, Forest, do your job. Do your job, please.
Yeah. All right, well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, man. Spurs, come and support us. You know we love you, man. It's just a bit of...
I don't love you, no love.
No, we wanted to carry on.
No, I'm lying, man.
Die.
But listen, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, man. Peace out. Take care.
Peace.